and welcome to Board Game Nation Presents. My name is Elizabeth, and I'm the Young Adult Program Librarian at the Spring Branch Memorial Library, and today we're going to learn how to play the game Pandemic. This is a special one that has popped up a few times at Board Game Nation in the past, and we have a brand new library dedicated copy. This game is for 2 to 4 players, and it takes about 45 minutes to play. After you watch this video, you're going to know how to play the game Pandemic, so when you come to Board Game Nation at the library, you can play it with us. Board Game Nation is on Fridays from 4 to 5:30. Come and go for ages 9 and up, and I hope to see you there soon. So in Pandemic, the goal of the game is to find cures for the 4 deadly diseases that are spreading in the game. Unlike the other games we've talked about, Pandemic is a cooperative game. That means that you're playing with your other players. You're not playing against each other, you're all on the same team. So either you all win the game or you all lose the game. In Pandemic, there's only one way to win the game, and that's when you find the cures for all 4 diseases. However, there are 3 different ways you could lose. You lose if 8 outbreaks occur, if you don't have enough disease cubes to place them when you need them, or if all of the player cards run out. Before you begin the game, each player has to get their specific role. These role cards give you special abilities that are written on the card. You pass out these roles and choose them randomly. To begin the game, you have to set up the board. So first, you can put the outbreak marker at 0 on outbreaks, put the infection rate marker at the beginning of the infection rate row, and set up your disease cures so they're ready to go to move them into place whenever you find the cure. You can also set up your research station and disease cubes on the side so they're easy to access. Next, you take your infection deck and you shuffle it and put it in the infection deck spot. Now you're going to turn over 3 cards into the discard pile and put 3 cubes in each of those cities. So Tokyo is going to get 3 cubes in our game. Atlanta is going to get 3 cubes. And Jakarta is going to get 3 cubes. And you notice the cube color matches the color of the city. Now do 3 more and each of those cities get 2 cubes. So Mexico City is going to get 2 cubes. Lagos is going to get 2 cubes. Beijing is going to get 2 cubes. And finally do 3 more cities, and each of these cities is going to get 1 cube. So Karachi will have 1 cube. Sao Paulo will have 1 cube. And Baghdad will have 1 cube. Now that each player has their role card, you're going to take the pawns that match those role cards and put them in Atlanta to start, because Atlanta is the location of the CDC. You're also going to put a research station in Atlanta. Next, you're going to shuffle the player deck and hand out cards to the players. In a 2-player game, each player gets 4 cards. In a 3-player game, each player gets 3 cards. And in a 4-player game, each player starts with 2 cards. So we're going to have 4 cards each because it's a 2-player game. And then you're going to take this player deck and set it aside for now. Make sure each player also has a reference card that's great to look at to see what you can do as actions during the game. Now take the remaining player deck and we're going to randomly put epidemic cards in them. For an easy game, you're going to put in 4 epidemic cards. You can increase up to 6 epidemic cards to heighten the difficulty. So let's divide it into 4 stacks because we're starting out with just 4 epidemic cards. Then we're going to slide an epidemic card randomly in there somewhere. And then we're going to join together the stacks in a random order. Place this entire player deck in its spot. Now it's finally time to play. Each person's turn is divided into 3 parts. In the first part, you can perform up to 4 actions. For your actions, you can move to a city that's connected with a line, discard a city card to move to the city named on that card, discard the city card that matches the city you're in to move to any city, move from one research station to another research station, build a research station by discarding the city card that matches the city you're in, remove 1 disease cube from the city you're in, give or take the city card that matches the city you're in to or from another player who is in the same city as you. Discover a cure at a research station by discarding 5 city cards of the same color. For your 4 actions, you can select any of those that we just talked about in any combination. For the next part of your turn, you draw 2 player cards. If you run out of the stack of player cards, you lose. If you draw an epidemic card, you follow the instructions on the card. Increase the infection rate by 1. The infection rate determines how many cities you infect at the end of every turn. Draw the bottom card from the infection deck and make sure that that city has 3 disease cubes on it. Reshuffle the infection discard pile and place it on top of the infection deck. For the third part of your turn, you're going to draw as many cities from the deck as it shows on the infection rate. So right now I'm going to draw 2, and each of those cities will get 1 disease cube. So I'm going to put 1 disease cube in Sydney, and then 1 disease cube in Algiers. If you run out of disease cubes to place, you lose. Just a few special things to note. You can only have 7 cards in your hand at a time. If a city has 3 disease cubes and it's supposed to get another one, that becomes an outbreak. You move the outbreak marker up 1, and you put a cube of the same color in every city that that city is connected to. If it's connected to another city that would be that already has 3 cubes of the same color, then you have an outbreak chain. Move the outbreak number up again and put cubes in every city connected to that outbreak spot. If you reach 8 outbreaks, you lose. There are special event cards in the player deck that gives you special one-time abilities in the game. These cards don't count as actions and can be played at any time. Once a disease is cured, when your action allows you to remove a disease cube, instead of removing just 1, you can remove all the disease cubes from that city. When you've removed all the disease cubes from a cured disease, that disease is now eradicated and no more cubes of that color can be placed. The game ends when you lose or when you find cures for all 4 diseases. Joining us for Board Game Nation Presents, where we learned how to play the game Pandemic. I hope to see you soon at the Spring Branch Memorial Library for Board Game Nation Fridays at 4 p.m. Thank you so much and have a great day.